Hi, I'm Dyonne. I'm a healer from Holland, and I'm with Miriam van der Valk, a philosopher from Sweden, and with Axel Pettersson, a psychologist from Sweden. Hi. And
Hi.
we're continuing today to talk about art and art, how art can show up in our life and the purpose of art in our personal development. And we were discussing also some very personal choices of art that we like and colors we feel drawn to. And now I'm very curious because Axel brought another gift that he's going to share with us, another piece that he felt drawn to. And I want to hear your story behind it. So please, Axel.
Yeah, thank you. Well, first off, when I thought about this experiment or
Yes.
what we were going to do, I was thinking about what should I bring? Should I bring something that I created, or should I bring something that resonated very much in me? And I thought about this, and you know, creativity for me, I could never paint something like Miriam, what she showed last time. And my creativity is more in the present moment. I think being in a session, painting the session in the therapy room, and so I was thinking about that, and in what way I could show it. And so, well, I could show you my poetry, but I don't think that's the right place for it. Maybe it could be, but we can postpone and do that at a
Hmm.
later time. So what I did choose was because that just popped up in my head instantly when we talked about it the last time, or well, a week ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Um, and it's art that a close friend of mine has created. Her name is Carola, and she had this exhibition where I participated, and two objects just hit me when we talked about it and what happened. So I'm going to talk about those two pieces.
Please.
Yeah, so let me share the screen. No, it's disabled.
Oh,
You need
I'll
to enable.
enable it again. Of course. Now?
Mm-hmm.
Let me there.
Yes.
So, okay. So here is the first piece, and I will show you the second piece.
Wow.
And she did these. She was thinking about her role in life and, well, change. This is about the woman body, um, from being a child to being a grown woman to, well, being an old woman, and where there's so much reality in a woman's body. I think more than being a man, because your well, worth, according to our, well, paradigm that we live in, is some way connected. So I really like the transition, into the almost blubber figure at the end, and the changes we all go through. However hard we try to stop it, and through surgery or just everything we try to do to stop it. And there's one other thing that I took with me from this one, and it's the joy in the adult body, but the sadness in the old one. It
Mm.
it just feels that you should be sad with the changes, or I feel sadness from
Mm.
Carola when she, well, how she pictured this.
Yeah.
And she works a lot with these kind of colors, and especially gold. So if I change it back to the other piece, here for me, it's, you know, it's the inner child that we have with us. That's the person we are. We just grow up a bit and get a little bit bigger, but that's who we are in essence. And how I think the gold in the picture for me is what makes it so special. It's the untainted, the innocent, the you know,
The pure.
yeah, exactly, yeah. The that we I wouldn't say lose, but it's so much harder when you are, well, like me, about 40. You know, uh, that kind of meeting the world is so much harder, and yeah, you can't really have these peak experiences anymore like a child does. But if we just look at those, um, um, well, either you could look at like memories of strong experiences, but otherwise you can live vicariously through other children and their experiences. So for me, this is just a picture of life. It's a little bit of sorrow what you have lost when you grow up, that you can't be the child forever, but you don't have to lose it either if you just, yeah, keep it within you, if you stay grounded. Yeah. So for me, I tried to connect these two pieces to what we talked about at being who I am, who yeah. And you know, it was the first about reacting intuitively. These two, you know, when I called Carola, I said I want those two pieces, and she knew exactly what I meant. And yeah.
Wow.
So now I will stop talking. So
No. Don't have to. But I like to add something.
Sure.
What you say with the other piece, that you said the growing old, the sadness and the sorrow, then for me comes to mind. It's not per se the body, but it's also in general, you get shaped and formed by the experiences of life. You said memories, but they're also still neutral word, but experiences. And we cannot grow older without having our scars. We all have our scars. We wear our scars. And if you go back to the other image, you would see that the feminine body, so not the inner child body, but the feminine body, like she's carrying already some weight of her life, or it shows in her face, in her facial expression, like, okay, I'm showing up in life, but I'm also carrying some scars with me, if that makes any sense, me saying this.
Sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What about the text? You see within it shines.
Yeah. That's a note to self, I would say also.
Oh, is it supposed to be you see it shines within? How do you read that?
Yeah, how do you read it, Axel? That we all have this capacity?
Sure. I think we do. I heard this thing the other day. I heard this podcast, and we don't idealize, or we don't, what's the word, well, we don't think about negative child memories, but I think we do, if even if they are bad, but like nostalgia is the word.
Oh yeah.
That we make stuff nostalgic, and it's very good as a I would say protection from the adult world, where no one is, it could be very hard to when you're
Oh,
stressed out, and yeah, the
sorry.
adult life would just pushes you down with all the expectations, and how you should be or not be, or if you, how much you conform or not conform, and all that kind of stuff. But as a child, you're free from that.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
you can shine as a person in any shape or form. You are as perfect as you are, in your, at least in your mother's eyes, or your father's. You should be, at least. um, and you can never be as perfect as when, as yeah, as
As
them.
you were born. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's bleak. And you also said
Sure.
that that you can't have any more peak experiences when you're an adult. Do you
Well,
really believe
that,
that?
oh, no, I don't, because it's not accurate. But I think it's harder, because I had this, for me, peak experience, and it sort of changed my life. And it's an ordinary occurrence. I was sitting at the in on the subway in Stockholm, in Sweden, and I saw this child who looked down, and um, there was like a lot of water down there, and he sat there with his mom, and exclaiming, "Oh, look at the water! Look!" And his mom, sure, whatever. And he really tried to include her in his feelings.
Mm,
Really, look, but look, it's a lot of water, a lot of water.
mm,
Mhm.
And for me, that told me something,
mm,
that if we open ourselves to our experiences, we can still meet them like that.
yeah.
If you say, for instance, that you dance, I really love
Mm.
dancing, and
I do
if you
too.
just let go,
Yeah.
open yourself to the experience, not how do I look, does this feel, do I do it right or wrong, just let go. Then you can have these peak experiences, definitely. But we have so many layers of protection, and that we just need to release, so we can open up ourselves to the world, because it's still there. I just, yeah, think it's a bit harder to feel that kind of wonderment in everyday occurrences that the child does.
Mm,
So maybe you have to, well, the search gets a little bit harder, but you should at least try to open up yourself to these experiences. The 500 sunsets, it's not like the first. It's not a
Yes.
pristine
Yeah.
experience, but still, look at all this, wonderments, at all these colors, all this, yeah. Then you can still have it. Yeah, definitely.
Isn't that the key to happiness in life? That you can actually look at the 500th sunset, and you can see something in it that you didn't see before, or you can see it with the same kind of newness. And you can go to the same museum where you have seen all the art pieces a million
Yes.
times, and you still go back there. Why would you ever go back there if you didn't know that there was a chance? that you would experience something new. Then we would all just like lie down and die, right? We wouldn't do anything. So we have this, it's possible. There is something that we can grasp in life. And it's this,
yeah.
it's like suddenly it's the essential thing. That's what I was thinking about when we decided to talk about art. You know, it's the useless thing that doesn't feed you or help you sleep or whatever. You know, it doesn't keep you dry when it's raining, but it's the thing that it's like the point of life kind of thing. It's
Sure.
the thing that makes us human. Yeah.
Well, what comes up for me is I agree with we can never go back to how it was, and I think that's part of our evolution. That when we grow up, that we're on this never-ending path of developing ourselves. And how do we talked about it before? How do we deal with the hardships in life? How do we not lose ourselves? How do we know who we are? How can we remain as open-minded and innocent as possible? Or if we lose that, how can we go back? I think, and that's also what I tried to say before we started actually recording today. That's one thing art can provide for us. Art can take us away. Art can take us on a journey. Art can help us process emotions, both by expressing it or by going to the museum. Art impacts us. What you say, Miriam, the same piece can impact you on a totally different way, in a totally different day. Art is necessary for healing, for spending time, for losing track of time, for expanding our minds. I think for everything altogether. And I'm glad actually, Axel, that you keep bringing up other bits as well. Like I only focused on paintings today, but it's very important, as you say, the dancing, music. People who stop listening to music altogether. It's not talking about taste, but you know, oh, I can't stand any music anymore, or this or that. I'm like, well, that actually should be a sign that you're closing off life force, life energy.
Yeah.
And that you don't want to listen to other people anymore. I mean, not even through music, through a classical piece or.
I had that.
Wow, man,
I had that.
yeah.
When I was just before my divorce, I found myself, I was like, I have stopped singing, and I almost had like a, you know, like I have stopped singing. Something is seriously up, you know?
Yeah. Or what you say, Axel, the dancing. I mean, I love to dance as well. The day I don't want to dance in my living room anymore, then something's up with me. That to me is an indicator that I'm stuck in life, and that I'm also in a very bleak place with myself, and that I have to find a way back, apparently, to the life force. Because if I don't dance anymore, then something's up.
And when you get trapped in your thoughts, that works for me at least. You know, sing, dance, create, because it makes it so much easier to like organize these thoughts or just, you know, escape them for a while. And if you sing for like 10 minutes, you don't feel worse after. You feel better. 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's so easy in some ways. And I remember actually it was a night in Amsterdam a lot of years ago, and we did this Millennium tour, me and my crew, my guys, and we stopped in Amsterdam, and there was this great DJ who played music, and I remember it was my, you know, peak dancing experience in life, because I just felt at one with all the other people around, and
I've
no
had
ecstasy.
those experiences.
It just felt like, we are here, but not separate.
Mm.
Yeah.
We are, yeah, and the music, perfect, you know, trance music.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so funny you bring this up, because last night, just like hours ago, I was sitting on the porch here in my house, and I was listening to Dutch DJs from like the year 2000, like Armin van Buuren, Tiesto,
Yeah.
and those like trans DJs. And I was talking about going to these trance parties 20 years ago. So that's so funny that you bring that up today again. And the other funny thing that you bring up is when you feel bad, when you're stuck in your thoughts, you go create something, or you sing or dance. Because I had a moment like that, like 2 days ago, and I figured, okay, this is a moment. My cue is make this an art project. Like, make this an art project. You know, use these words for an art project. They don't need to necessarily only be like an awful expression of something terrible going on. They can be part of an art project. You know, I think that's yeah. It's so funny that you bring these two very important things up today. It's like all in alignment, right? It's so cool. We need to stop again. Time passes quickly today. Do we have a parting sentence? Dyonne? No?
Yeah, I have some final words to say, because no, not because. I actually wanted to say, like, I want to do this another time and then go back to what Axel said, and then let's talk more about words and language and poetry, because I'm also very curious to dive into the words of worlds of poetry and beautiful written pieces, and I think there's a lot more to explore. And
Sure.
so I would like to invite you both for next week and dive in the world of language and poetry.
Yeah. This is amazing. This is an amazing topic, and as a philosopher,
Thank you.
it's really
Yeah.
it's really it's so obvious how you can have this one sentence. You can look at this one sentence, and it like changes your life. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is what words can
Yes,
do.
it does.
Yeah. Words put in.
So we expect to
Yeah.
for you to bring a beautiful piece next week, Miriam.
Oh, just one? Can I only bring one? Yeah.
No.
Uh-huh.
We'll see. Yeah. That's perfect. That's really good. Yeah, I'm happy about this. This is cool. Art is yeah, it's one of the cornerstones in life, right? Really is.
Sure is.
Okay, so thank you so much. I will press stop recording and see you next week.